The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
If you're building or buying or selling a home, the Real Estate Crew's got news for you at the Real Estate House Party.
With attorney Rick Carter,
Real Estate House Party.
paralegal Kathy Holtshouser,
Real Estate House Party. Come in, have fun.
and comedian Tony V. Now, here's real estate attorney Rick Carter.
What? Thanks.
What are you doing?
What a surprise!
I made an entrance.
You made an entrance.
I had an entrance.
I don't know what hosts are going to be here and who's not going to be here.
Yeah.
I was a little late because
You
I
were
had to
very
stop
late.
and get my
Things
coffee.
happen. Yeah, you never know with us. That's
know.
the beauty
You
of
were
it.
an hour early for the show that we had canceled, but that's another story.
That's a whole nother stance.
But we got it.
But the
I
thing
think
of it
we-
is we really need to work on being timely because we have a guest that is going to tell us that
How to
need
be organized.
Yes.
Oh,
I was
Eileen's
the
gonna be-
first one here, just saying.
You were the first one here.
I wish you'd told me that. I wouldn't have shown up. I'm gonna throw this off completely.
I sat out in the parking lot for 25 minutes to throw Eileen off a
Eileen's
little
going to look
bit.
at the three of us and say, "Oh my God, I got some projects
sweet
to do
Lord.
here."
Yeah.
So we got Simplify with Eileen here today.
We do.
Nice. I love that stuff.
No, that's
Thank
good.
you.
That's good. You're always. I love your website. It's always just
Thanks.
very bright and.
So what exactly do you do?
She does a
I'm-
lot. Oh, that's quite a general question.
No, I know, but she's going to tell me.
Yeah, that's why I'm
How's your golf game?
She's going to be
Let's start
organized
there.
and she's going to tell me
Good.
succinctly
Good.
what she does.
I'm an organizing and productivity coach. And I say coach because I am not a little fairy that's going to come in and just make everything organized for you and
So
then
you
leave.
tell them what they should be doing.
I guide them, I
Guide
coach
them.
them, I inspire them. It's always their decision.
Do you check in weekly or monthly or?
yeah,
You
so I have.
You have virtual.
It's kind of like a weigh-in, right? When you're on a diet.
Yeah, I'm like Weight Watchers.
You have
yeah.
virtual organization, right? You can check in with the people, right?
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
But if I work with somebody, let's say for 2 or 3 weeks, we get things where they want to be. I will check in with them in about 2 or 3 months down the road, and they can always reach out to me too, and just kind of see if the solutions we came up with, if they're working.
All right. So we
Okay.
have the biggest one is in our people that are moving.
Yeah.
People that have been there the longest seem to take the longest to get out of there, and it's normal. So we need some coaching on these sellers.
But hold on a second. So who is your typical client?
Well, definitely people who are moving for sure, and I'll talk about that in a second to what Rick was saying.
Oh, we all ask different questions
That's
at
all
the
right.
same
But
time.
everyone always answers my questions first, okay?
I'm staying out.
As long as you understand that.
I get it.
She's saying these people aren't organized at all. Three of them have their own questions. Actually, one's abstaining, and the other two are asking
And
two
before you
separate
know it,
questions.
he's going to be like this.
He's so
on the
quiet,
desk.
Tony.
He's the quiet one of the group.
I don't
here.
want to get involved in this conversation, quite frankly.
Well, we already heard about some unusual things that you're able to have at home, like turtles and busts.
I have turtles
So-
and I have
Oh,
a
you
bust
have a
of
bust.
myself.
Yeah.
Are you
Oh, I
bringing
thought
the
you had
bus
an
for
Elvis
next
bust.
week?
I had an Elvis bust till it got stolen.
it got
but
stolen
that was
again?
not technically in my house. It was on the stoop.
But it got stolen and
Yeah.
it got returned.
And then it got
You know
stolen.
that's where he died.
And it never
right?
came back?
Not on the stoop on my porch.
Stupid.
Yes.
So wait a minute. So it never got returned.
It never
the
got
second
returned the
time.
second time. No.
That's just
No.
mean.
Nope.
People
Damn.
suck.
People
Yeah, it is.
steal
And
that.
I'm reluctant to get another one. I mean, I've seen them and I want one, but
Maybe you could glue it down next time.
yeah, put razor blades in the bottom.
Yeah. Or you could cement it
you've-
into
you've
your
thought this
stoop.
through.
I was thinking about getting a cement one, like getting a cast and
Yeah.
making a cement one.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
not?
That way they can't really.
And
Run
then
off with it.
replacing one of his eyes with the Ring Doorbell.
Yeah.
buzzer.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah.
So I could
Yeah,
say
that's a great idea.
I'm
You know
gonna,
what?
I'm
are
actually
the
gonna-
idea
yeah,
guy.
I am. Here's my next idea. I'm gonna film an entire movie on Ring Doorbell cameras.
That's
Yeah.
a great
Yeah,
idea.
it's called "Is Eddie In?" And it's just a guy going, "Eddie, I know you're in there. Eddie, I got a package for Eddie. Eddie," and then you move down the house until they call the cops.
Yeah.
I don't want to give too much away.
No, no.
That's,
Cheech
that's
and
the
Chong-
general.
Cheech and Chong did a good one on
Yeah.
that.
We have
Yeah, I think
a
it could
Ring
work.
doorbell that's in the drawer next to the door.
Your doorbell's in the
drawer next to the door.
Okay.
It hasn't been installed because we're not organized to find someone to install it.
So back to Eileen.
Maybe Eileen can
back to Eileen. All right.
get me someone to put it in.
That very sentence could be in the remake of My Fair Lady.
Okay.
That's the equivalent of the rain in Spain stays mainly on the plane. It's the exact equivalent.
Excuse me.
All right, go ahead. I'm abstaining again.
Until we ask. See ya. There he goes to sleep.
No, go ahead.
You bringing your bus in next week?
Yeah,
Okay.
You're going to have to come pick up the bus
I'll
if you
come
want
and pick up the bus. All right, Ed Sullivan, we're going to have a bus here next week. In case Tony doesn't show up next week.
Should I bring a Santa,
you bring your bus next week, too.
I bring my bus wherever I go.
No chance of that getting stolen.
Should I bring a Santa hat for the bust?
You should.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
That'll look good on you. No, we're all wearing Santa hats. No, seriously, right?
But for the bus.
Oh, for the bus? But we're getting two, too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, back to Eileen. Jeez. Sorry, Eileen. We're never like this. Never like this. Sorry.
So, all right. So,
it's very unusual.
Who else would reach out to? I know sellers would because clearly they need your help. Who else would reach out to you?
For sure. So I love working with like solopreneurs, little small business owners who, they're there in their home office or their small office. They don't have administrative.
Eileen, you just met Kat. She's always this judgmental. But go ahead.
I didn't see anything judgy.
Well, they have piles and piles and piles.
No systems, exactly. So those are awesome people for me to help. And then just individuals
at home. She turns around one more time and looks at me.
People, families who all of a sudden they have their fourth kid and
toys everywhere.
Toys everywhere, and the systems they had don't scale. So I'm able to come in and just sort of, lend a little bit of a non-judgmental and impartial perspective, and just really help them see
outwardly, right?
Yeah, and just help them see
in your head. You're like, what the
what?
I just had another inspired idea.
Go ahead. Let's hear it.
We should hook Eileen up with the people from Hoarders.
Oh.
So people can get rid of stuff and give it to the hoarders because they're already on that track.
Just a one-way,
right?
Yeah.
And then keeps your business going.
They don't need. They don't need any more stuff.
So very happy.
Right. If you do that long enough, eventually one building will have everything in it.
Mm-hmm.
So can I ask you a question?
You bet.
Are you like a minimalist?
No.
So we talked about this earlier. I think minimalism is a little bit too far on the spectrum for me. I consider myself an essentialist, which is really just what's enough. Just how much is enough for you, your life,
like,
your
do you
space.
think 40 pairs of jeans are too much?
I never tell anybody what's too much. Honestly, I do not show up with a dumpster and I don't say too many jeans, too many books, too many turtles, too many whatever. I just ask the questions and help them arrive at the decision because it's their stuff, man.
That's a good
so you're
psychologist.
like a psychiatrist or a psychologist or a therapist.
Yeah. I'm a therapist. I'm a Sherpa. I'm a cheerleader. I'm a coach. I'm a referee. I'm just all these things.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, but again, I don't want to be a teller.
Right.
And it's not for me to say 40 pairs of jeans. If you wear all 40 pairs and, that's your thing, and everybody has their thing, like sheets or shoes or
pocketbooks,
purses, pocketbooks or books or whatever it is. Everybody's got their thing. Yeah.
So you're reading a book now on essentialism, right?
Did you hear what I said?
What's that?
Piles of paper.
Oh. I know. Come back.
Is that another bar?
He's got a filing system that you have to.
It's all in my head.
To honor.
It's all in my head.
Yeah, that pile on the floor is that, and that you're right.
No, it's definitely organized.
You're like that till 2:00. Then it all seems to clean up, right?
Yeah, all goes in that thing underneath my desk called a trash barrel.
The shredder. The shredder.
Nice.
I'm organized in some things and not organized in other things. I'm very organized at work.
That happens all the time.
And my car is a disaster.
Yeah.
It's funny. My closet's a mess, but my house is very neat. My drawers are a mess, but you know what I mean?
But your
Totally.
desk is neat. Yeah.
Yeah. I see that so much with my clients. And like my clients, they're not just like slovenly hoarders. They have it like checked out. They're usually like super accomplished mover shaker people who really do well at work. Again, where you kind of have like the light on you and you sort of have to reach a certain bar. But then they get home and they're exhausted.
Tired. Yeah.
And like the kids are doing this and it's just that's
So
when
where do you start with someone like that? What do you do?
A lot of times what I find is that this kind of disorganization is because they're doing too much. So I look at their calendar. Like, what are some things that you can kind of shake off? Like, do you have to be on 13 different committees? Do you have to volunteer for every
And the answer is
thing?
yes.
No.
Most times, though, like they
No.
think that.
Right.
Right?
But, there's a cost.
Do you have to work a half hour every day, 4 days a week?
Sometimes 4
Do
days
you
a
have to
week.
stand up for that whole half
whole
hour?
time.
Do you
Oh
have to
my
wear
God.
pants the whole time?
Pants and shoes.
Wow.
I believe that
Eileen,
the audience
4 days a week, half hour. Do you think he's putting?
That's
do you
a
think
good
he's stressing
gig.
out a little bit?
That is
Sweet.
fantastic.
Well, 'cause
Maybe
they-
all.
Do you think he has enough time to
What
clean
if
up
you
his house?
What if you run into someone who just doesn't care?
Well, there's a
They
lot of
wouldn't-
people.
they wouldn't be talking
They wouldn't
to
be
me.
talking.
So it's almost like like an alcoholic. They have to admit
They
that
have
they need
to-
help.
Yeah,
Right.
and here's
Or
the
want.
thing:
Well,
like
right.
I
They want to
can't,
want to do it.
I can't have the son call and say, "Hey, I need you
Yeah.
to organize my mom," or the wife to call and say, "I need you to
Yeah.
organize my husband."
that don't
That
work.
will
Good,
never
good,
ever work.
good, good.
So the really,
Because if you get a call from Chris Carter, just ignore it. Say she's not
And please
authorized
do
to
not
call.
go to the garage or the
Oh,
basement.
the garage. Oh,
oof, those
Yeah.
can be scary.
know,
hey,
it's-
you know what the garage is for? Anyone got an idea?
I do.
is it for
What?
cars?
It's to park your car.
Park
Right?
your car.
I said that like that.
Okay.
Just,
you did.
Yeah.
It's really to pack your car.
There you
so-
go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And 25% of Americans who have a 2-car garage cannot park either car in it. Like our cars are like $30,000 to $60,000, and we live in New England, and we're shoving them outside with
Yeah,
rain
I
and
agree.
snow and sleet and branches, and inside the garage is just the
My
island
bike-
of misfit,
My bike
island
is-
of misfit toys.
yeah.
My bike is well sheltered, whereas we have 3
Right,
cars out
which
in the
you've never
driveway.
probably. Oh, well, I don't know if you drive.
Hey,
but,
hey, is that-
sorry, I
is
know.
that-
yeah,
is that a
body
fitness
doesn't
story?
scope itself. Yeah, of course you do. Of course you're riding. He rides the bike all the time.
What are you saying?
All right, now Eileen has us. Now Eileen gets
2020,
us.
I'm kicking into gear.
You might want to dust off that bike, I think is what she said.
Yeah,
it's
get all the
dusted off.
spiders off it.
Where do you think my suits get when I bring them in from the car?
How far do you live from your office?
3 miles
You
from
could
the
bike.
right.
You could bike there.
Yeah,
I could, yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah, no, I could. I'm not objecting to
I'm
it.
not saying you
So,
should.
Actually, yeah. No, sorry. Go
So
ahead.
Eileen, so
Sorry,
when
you have an
you
agenda.
walk
Go
into
ahead.
somebody's house, right? You know I love this stuff, right?
Eileen, let me
Why
tell you
did you guys even show
Let me-
up?
I know, let me-
I know, really.
Eileen, let me tell
I saw
about
you on
Kathy.
the piece by piece mover thing, and you were like so
Right.
excited about
Anyone
it. I
who
loved
comes
it.
on,
Anybody
she
got a deck of
consumes, and all of a sudden, it's
You are a nobody.
how it affects her life. Like
No. I'm
right.
very, very neat.
No, this is for the people.
We can all learn.
It
We
is.
can all
for the
learn.
people.
It's for the masses.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, do you ever go to your friend's house for a cocktail party or like a book club and walk in and say, "Oh my God!" Like, do you have this crazy urge to like clean up her island or start organizing
But again,
stuff on?
you're saying it's not your call, right?
It's not my call.
But no, that's
If
your
it's-
inner.
yeah,
it's
I
what
mean,
you do.
Oh, do I want to? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like my tongue is bleeding and my hands are in my pocket. Sure. But if they're just like super happy living like that, who am I to say,
Right,
you're doing
right.
it wrong?
That's the people don't care.
Right.
Yeah.
I like my
Right.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right, let's go back to the movers.
Yeah.
The sellers.
The
Yes.
sellers.
who have
Yes.
lived there for 30 years and somehow think they can get everything wrapped up in 2
Well,
weeks.
let's think of what is a realistic goal for somebody that's been in a home for 25 years. What is a realistic goal?
Like a year before the closing.
I always tell people the sooner the better. If you got the attic to the basement crammed with 25 years of life, start thinking a year ahead. Absolutely. Before you're even at the point of, listing or whatever. Because that's a lot of stuff. And we want to take it in small bites so that they're not choking. Like we can't do it 11th hour, 2 weeks before. It's just you won't be they won't be making the right decisions.
Right. You might get rid of things that you
Regret.
wanted to keep,
Yeah.
or you might keep things that you should have just chucked.
Right. And what I always start with when it's somebody who's moving is to figure out, okay, you're in your 4-bedroom colonial that you've raised your 4 kids in basement to attic. Where are you going? You're going to maybe a 2-bedroom ranch, or what's your destination? Now let's do a little math, because all of this is not going to fit there, right? Sure. So then what we do is we start
so
talking
you're
about.
good. Yeah.
Well, 10 years I've been doing this. So then we talk about, well, what do you want to keep? Let's start with the positive thing. What do you envision in your new 2-bedroom home? What absolutely is going? Like the old gross recliner that the wife hates? maybe not, but maybe the coffee table or the piano, whatever, what's going. And then we start looking at the rest of the stuff and going through and kind of coaching. There still might be that sentimental or
Oh, what about something that's absolutely not going to fit in your new house? You have to make a decision, right? Sell it, donate it, right?
Exactly. And if there's a lot of stuff that really is not going to be taken and it's in decent condition, I can do a moving / estate sale for those people and help them get a couple of $1,000s to not only pay for me and helping them get out, but as I was explaining earlier, so the moving sale maybe is on Saturday and I'm doing everything. They don't have to worry about it. I'm researching pricing, advertising, staffing, promoting, organizing, like here's all the framed art and here's all the tools. And then we have the estate sale on Saturday. Monday morning, I already have the donation company
showing
scheduled
up.
to pick up
Get rid of it.
That didn't sell.
Right.
Yeah.
But anything that the donation company won't take, because they are kind of picky sometimes.
Yeah.
Then I've got the junk company in the afternoon
Oh,
coming.
you're a smart girl.
So, bam, it's done.
And you never have to revisit it, right? Because they made a decision to sell it.
Right. Don't.
Yeah, they made a decision to sell it.
To let it go, either
let it
sell,
go.
donate, or trash.
And then even if it didn't sell, they might say, you know what, maybe I do want that back. Or they don't have that opportunity because they've already made a decision.
It's already gone.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
In reality, all you
helps.
need is a hot plate and some clean underwear.
Right.
Sure.
A couple of utensils,
That's
a
all.
fork.
That's all you need.
Except for the nights you work and
Maybe
you
an
have that one pair of
Alexa.
pants.
No, but it's like that's
an
even
Alexa.
when I pack, like when I'm going to Aruba. You know what I mean? I pack a suitcase full of stuff. I wear my
know.
bathing suit and 2 T-shirts.
Right.
Every
But I
year.
can't really get on a plane with just a bathing suit and 2 T-shirts.
I
They go,
know.
"Are you coming back?" Yeah, I don't know.
Every
So the
year.
rest of it's more for show.
Show, yeah. Like I
okay.
just to prove I got stuff.
Well, either that or it's like the what ifs. Like, what if I'm going to need this? What if I'm going to need
Yeah.
it? If you go to Aruba 2 or 3 or 4 times a year, you already know the what if is you don't need it.
You don't need it,
Right.
right?
don't
And if
even
you
need a
do, you
sweater.
can go to the store and
I'm
get
thinking about
something.
just digging a hole and leaving stuff there, and then putting
Time
a flag
capsule.
in it.
That's a great idea.
Where's your stuff? It's on the beach next to the palapa under the palm
24
tree.
degrees
Right.
by 48.
Right.
Yeah.
It's 10 steps from the bar
Due west.
backwards.
So you could probably ask the place if they have like lockers or
Yeah.
someplace. You could probably store your
I could
bathing
actually
suit.
just wear what I'm taking.
Yeah. You'd need a toothbrush.
I need a
and-
toothbrush.
Yeah,
It just fit
yeah.
handily in my pocket.
But you need pants and shoes.
I do see that's because I'm
So
a
maybe you put your
professional.
bathing suit
I'm a
underneath.
yeah, I'm a,
No,
no, I put it over the
though.
way.
In all, seriousness, why can't you just leave some pants and shoes down there?
Sure, I could.
I bet you could.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. We had a stage at Tell Us This once, and I'm just wondering if anyone really does it. So the family's moving out, and they have all the participation trophies and all the trophies from the kids. They had a good suggestion was just if you really want to remember those, you can't pack all of those up. So maybe just take a picture of them. Does anyone ever do that, though?
Absolutely. I mean, we've got these devices that are everything now. I mean, they're dictionaries. You don't need the dictionary. They're thesaurus. You don't need
Right.
the
No,
thesaurus. They're a
that's
camera,
true.
address book. They're everything. But yeah, taking pictures, and you can even have little albums.
I took
organize it.
the plaques off.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
good
plaques
idea.
off,
Yeah.
And I was going to make like a scrapbook, but
Yeah.
the plaques are still sitting somewhere. So someday,
Yeah.
I organized neighborhood Olympics and gave the trophies away.
oh,
Yeah, like
Brilliant.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I arm wrestled a 80-year-old woman across the street. I kept that one.
oh. I was going to say you gave that to
Yeah,
her.
no, she had
You lost?
tendinitis.
Hey, Kathy, I think the plaques are next to the Ring Doorbell in the drawer.
There you go.
Yes,
There you go.
yes, and all the other projects that I have lined up for myself.
Well, here's the funny thing about someday is like I hear that so often. Someday. And here's my little thing. There are 7 days in the week, and not one of them is called someday.
Someday, you're right,
Nice.
Eileen.
Chuck someday. Just forget
You're like
it.
my new favorite person.
I knew they would get along. I knew it. I said, Tony, we might have to step
I'm
out on this
I'm
one.
like, chop, chop, chop. If you leave your thing on the counter,
Eileen, do you
I
adhere
throw it
to
away.
if you haven't used it in a year,
Yeah.
you should get rid of it?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and the thing is like closet. You mentioned closet. Like we wear 20% of our clothes 80% of the time.
You're right.
We've got our go-tos, our faves. Everything else is just in the way. And here's a fun thing, especially with January. Everybody, let's try this. It's called the hanger test. So, you heard
I
that?
know it.
So January 1, turn every hanger in your closet with the little hook facing you out the weird way. Not like this, but like that.
Yeah.
So it's awkward, right?
Right.
Every hanger facing out. And all the shoes, the toes of your shoes facing out. When you wear something, you're allowed to put it back in.
the other way.
And I
You're
don't
gonna
mean
keep
just
it.
try it on and say no. I mean like bona fide wear it, put it back in your closet. In 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, your closet is going to tell you what you're not wearing. Because you know what? I thought I looked good in orange ruffles when I bought that thing for $75 in the dressing room.
Have you been looking
I did.
in my window?
But I don't. And the tags are still on it. And it's just like it's in the way and it's negative drag. It's telling me,
But you know what? I have this friend.
A friend.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
friend.
No, it's not
Yeah,
me.
she has
It's
a
not me.
friend.
It's
No,
not me.
no, we know
Yes,
it's
we all
not.
have that friend.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a,
Her name's Kathy, spelled with a C.
No.
I have a friend who gambles too much.
Asking for a friend. No, this is a real friend. And every time I see her, she looks like $1 million. And she has the craziest clothes, right? And they're going back to the 80s and the 90s, and she kind of repurposes them or whatever, like an old jean jacket or something that you can't
she
find.
bedazzles it.
Whatever she does with it. She looks
Hey, don't minimize that.
Oh, it's going to
Rick
come back.
bedazzles things.
It's going to come back.
It's going to come back. Gotcha.
So, and then when I want to go throw something away, I think of this friend, and I was like, oh well, she would just like put it in a box somewhere and dig it out another time. I guess some people are just like that. Like,
So if she uses the stuff that's hanging there, that's bizarre. If you're using it, then keep it. Absolutely.
but she might not use it for 8 years or 10 years, or do you know what I mean?
That's pushing it a little bit.
So there's a cost to keeping that because now you've got to think, where am I going to store all this stuff? So, but if you have this space and it, again, everybody's kind of got their thing. If that's her little retro vintage, like I just keep
You know what
doing
I'm
it.
saying, though, right?
Yeah. But there is a cost to every decision. There's a trade-off. There's a cost, right? You got to negotiate. If I'm going to hang on to these several boxes of clothes, then it's going to be at the expense of that space that I could use for something else.
Right.
But that's why I said I try not to judge and stuff.
Like Christmas decorations, right? Some people have a lot and some people have a little, and that again is an expense to take up all those shelves for one holiday.
7 Tupperwares. Giant Tupperwares full of Christmas
at your
stuff.
house.
And I just brought them down from my crawl space.
Oh God,
So
love you.
Yeah.
who puts them up? Your wife or you?
Both of us.
Both of us.
Yeah.
So that's your thing, right? Like everything has a.
But that's fair.
Yeah.
That's
well,
what's
7.
fair?
No, that's a little bit.
That's not bad.
Yeah, we don't use everything.
Well, see,
but-
here we go.
Right.
I throw
that's what
things
I'm
away
looking-
that I don't put out the year before if it doesn't have
sometimes,
sentimental.
The kids are grown now, so I don't need the little Snoopy and Charlie Brown thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, don't be cruel now.
That's just
or
an
you
example.
The kids might not like it, but poor
Time marches on, and the thing is,
Or Homer Simpson wiggling his butt, singing "Merry Christmas."
but stuff is going to keep coming in, like that's the reality. So we have to, again, back to those trade-offs and like, I've got only so much space. And do I want to every year be like
Going
hunking down
through all this
7,
stuff, right?
things.
And remembering that you didn't like it last
Right,
year.
didn't use it. Oh, that thing, or the houses with the little lights in them and the snow and everything. Like a lot of people have those, and they're just like, you know what? We just don't use it. It was great when the kids were small. All right, so throw them up on eBay, see if you can sell them, or on Facebook Marketplace. Boom, and if not, donate. Do the world good.
So you actually get your hands dirty on the estate sales, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you will offer advice or you will offer manpower.
Or both.
both.
Really, I like to do both because I try not to have also the homeowner in the home when the sale's going on, because the people come in and they'll be like, the buyers, they'll be like, I'm not going to pay $20 for that. Look, it's all dinged up and dented. I'll give you a 10. And if the homeowner were there, she'd be like, that was Nana's, and it means so much. And they don't care that it was Nana's. They're just looking for a bureau,
All right, here's my public service announcement for today. They got to work with someone like Eileen, because I hear of a lot of people selling the estate sales kind of taking advantage of the situation where they'll say, "Oh yeah, that stuff never sold," and they scoop the good stuff. I've heard this.
Right, I've heard
The
that.
estate
I've heard
people,
that.
the estate
Yeah.
they
runners?
scam?
Yeah.
several.
Like if you
several.
hire like an estate company, and I don't know the
and
name
they
of
take all the good stuff.
I know the name. I'm not going to use it
Right.
here, but I heard
Okay.
this one company
Okay.
has done it several times. I've heard it from different.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's rotten.
So what they do is they tell the people, "All right, so we're just going to put everything out on Saturday. Whatever sells, we'll get you the money." But they've taken all the good stuff, so you got to be careful.
And then when you hold an estate sale, there's a crazy bunch of people that do show up at those, right?
Oh, it's
They-
6 a.m. You say it opens at 8, and there's all the little creepers out there 6 a.m.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
because they're
Oh,
a
yeah.
special breed. They're
They're
like
a
the
special
yard
breed.
sale, but a step up from the yard sailers.
There
It's
it is.
antique-y.
There, where's the line between yard sale and estate sale?
Well, the estate sale.
Where exactly how bad does your shit have to be?
Yeah, that's a great question, though. There is a line.
Right,
I bet there
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
So garage and yard sale totally usually denotes stuff that's in the shed or the basement or the garage, like tools and stuff like that,
Right.
or like toys. Moving or estate sale means there's good stuff
Yeah,
there that
couches
these people
and
just
beds
furniture and houseware,
Lamps
art.
and-
I
yeah.
told Kath the last time I had a yard sale was
Oh my God.
25 years ago. It was like
Yeah.
a collective thing. They were donating all this and,
To the church,
To
right?
the church, and they did like a preschool. So, but someone came and bought a vacuum cleaner for 25 cents, and then went home and tried it out and brought it back. Says it's not working.
One
For
at the corner.
25
For
cents.
25 cents.
They spend 50 in gas.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So I had to
You know,
tell
I'm
them
in-
about our return policy. And
I'm the. You had a policy, did you?
I did have a policy.
I'm the same way with boat and ship, by the way. I don't know where the boat and ship cutoff is. So it's not like I just pulled that out of my head. Like, I don't know if you can have a 35-foot boat and a 36-foot ship. I don't know exactly
There is a criteria,
where that
though. Yeah,
kicks
yeah,
in.
yeah.
There's always a gray area,
Yeah.
Tony, in
No, there is.
everything.
Yeah.
There is, because you
Life is
can't have like
fuzzy.
a 4-foot ship.
No, you
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So at some point,
Right,
right.
right.
So,
All right.
Nobody has like the Chelsea Ship Club.
Right.
Right.
All right, so Eileen, let me ask you on.
Maybe go ship, yacht. No, boat, yacht, ship.
Right.
Maybe that's it.
Right.
right.
Exactly.
Tony,
Yes.
a ship is
Here we go, Ed.
any vessel or conveyance that floats on or operates on the water and is equal to or larger than 197 feet length overall.
Ed
Thank you.
Sullivan,
Thank you,
everybody.
Ed.
Thank you,
Ed Sullivan.
Beautiful.
Thank
You know,
Ed.
you know
The
what I love
smartest man
about
in the
this
world.
place? That I go out of here a lot smarter than I came.
Nothing to do with real estate.
No, you people are on your own. There.
We have such support here. We always feel loved, and even if we shouldn't.
Yeah.
So what were you going to
I was
ask?
going to ask about
Eileen?
moving and.
Because that's what I wanted to know.
What's your
too.
strategy? Everyone says, box up one room. Do you have any strategies on that?
So
or
my
is it-
strategy is really to let the movers box stuff up.
Okay.
Honestly.
So you would tell them, because a lot of people don't want the movers to box their
They're
stuff.
the professionals.
Right.
You know, I mean, I would. I mean, they're the professionals, and I'm not sure.
But they got to
if
do
there's
some
an
prep
insurance.
work to it.
Yeah.
Like the papers, all the loose papers sitting around, and
Yeah.
Well, by the time they've been with Eileen for X amount of days, there aren't any loose papers around, right?
There's a lot less.
Yeah.
There's certainly a lot less. But, you can do some things like valuables or, maybe papers and things like that. But I don't think that them using me to box things up is really the best
good
use.
use of time.
Time and money.
And the movers are professional and they're fast. They are. It's like
And you
watching
deal with certain
art.
movers. You're like,
Piece
yeah.
by piece movers,
we
doesn't matter.
Oh, is that
Deanna.
our friend?
Yeah.
That's our friend.
I've
Where
worked
are
with
they?
them for years. Woburn.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
You
on the
know,
show.
yeah, the big
Oliver.
tall guy.
He did our show.
He did the radio show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Absolutely.
a nice man.
He's
Wicked nice, and I've worked with them
Nice
for
guy.
years.
Yes.
And,
So, but he
here's a few.
told us that they move furniture that's like dressers that are already stuffed.
Right.
And so I wish I had known that.
Right.
Yeah.
So they just
emptied
wrap it up.
every single drawer.
No, they wrap it up, throw it on the. Yep.
It's- yeah.
When I finally perfect my shrink ray, that's all changes.
Tony got another call on his house the other day, right? Didn't you get?
Yeah, I got a call.
At dinner time, I hope not.
No. I got a text. it was a little after dinner time, but I got a text. Hey, we're interested in buying your house.
I got one too. I think that's a little bit of a scam.
Yeah, well, I always say the first 3 million walks.
Yeah.
I go, I'll just give you the key. And he wasn't even close. So I go, call me back when you get close.
So, Eileen, you got to tell, before we leave, you have to tell your best day of your life, other than being
Married.
other than getting married.
Or on this show.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
This
not
doesn't
You
count.
stole it.
This doesn't count.
This is it.
This is the best day of everyone's life.
Yeah.
You will judge all other days in your life by this very moment.
This is the bar. Everything else is below it,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
What is your best
So,
day?
Best day ever.
Opposites attract. My husband fancies himself a collector, and
That's what they call it these days.
Oh my goodness!
Right.
So
So-
him and you.
So we. So
I can't even
know.
picture it.
Totally. So we have a garage with a second floor where he had like just all this stuff. So this summer I ordered a dumpster, pulled it right up to the garage, and there's a door in
Look
the
at her
second
eyes
floor.
beaming as we're talking.
Look, she's-
Am I sweating?
wow.
Oh my God! Are you guys still married?
Yeah. No, but he gets it like he got it like
What did
all
he collect?
Oh my God.
We're
Bins
talking
full
about
of all the magazines when
Oh.
for Dallas when J.R.
Who shot
Ewing
JR?
shot. Then he had another.
Mad
Threw those
magazine.
away? You heartless wench.
He had another huge bin filled of all these ski magazines. Another one of jukebox collectors, and the mice
so-
had gotten into them, and like he wasn't using them. They were just
And what was he going
weighing.
to do with them?
right.
Nothing.
Right. So right
Out
out the
the
window
window.
into the dumpster. I
You
tell
know,
you, best day of
her
my
life.
life.
Listen, and we just had the perfect example. You don't need that stuff, even for archival situations.
Well, right,
Ed,
you Google
Ed Sullivan,
it, yeah.
in about 4 seconds, found out
Right.
that,
What was
what
the
a ship is.
November cover of 1967 Jukebox Collector?
Who did shoot JR?
I saved all the parenting magazines when my kids were little because I thought that I would need to, like, if I,
Reference?
what if someone has colic or what if someone has this?
Right.
And
Google. Medical
well,
MD.
no, we didn't
or
really have Google back then. But my point is that I would have had to search through 4 years of parent
Right.
magazines
Right.
to
Now you
find.
just got to push a button.
Right.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Or call Ed Sullivan.
So it's not. They
Yeah,
weren't
I
really
can find
helpful.
it.
Like the idea of it, like I've got this reference library, but like you said, it would have been Herculean to find that one article.
And you wouldn't have been able to find it.
Right. But in today's world where we have the devices and things where we can get anything we want, anytime we want,
Instantly.
we don't need to warehouse and glom and store and just accumulate
Accumulate.
stuff.
Like we don't need 10 dish rags, right? Because if your 2 dish rags are dirty, you throw them in the washing machine, throw them in the dryer, and you have them in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, so Eileen, for 2020, since we might have to go now, give everyone 3 tips for the
Oh, I
2020.
want Eileen to come back in
She's
2020
Okay.
because
Well, we got to
I
ask
have
her
way
first.
more things
All
to
right,
ask
I'd
you
love to
about.
come back. So for 2020, number one, I would try that hanger test. Absolutely.
That's a good one. I like that.
And number two, if you're going to tackle something on your own, whether it's like maybe if it's your closet, just take small bites. One day, spend 20 minutes just going through the shoes.
Because if not, you get
That's it.
frustrated. Yep,
Yeah,
that's good.
You don't want to hijack your whole
Overwhelming.
week.
Do you know
Yeah.
what I did? And I think you'll like this. Is I took a garbage bag and
I like it already.
left it in the corner
Oh my God,
of
these
my,
two.
my closet.
What's that expression? 2 peas in a pod?
And if you try it on and you absolutely don't like it and take it off,
Yeah.
I put it in the garbage bag and then I just donate it.
Love it. Love
So-
it. Love it. Love it. And number three, if you're stuck, call a professional organizer because I'm a
Nice.
coach and I can help
Do you have a phone number?
Yeah. Well, go to my website.
I'm not giving it out though.
Yeah, I do, but no. Go to simplifywitheileen.com. You can fill out a contact form.
great website.
We'll do just a free consultation.
I feel better
talk.
just looking at the website. No,
It's
seriously.
very calm.
No,
I
it is.
specifically did that.
No, I'm sure. I think it was by design. Right.
Totally.
Right.
Thanks.
If when you're leaving this afternoon, you figured that this show is cluttered and something needs to go,
Wait.
please let it be me.
That's hurtful. This is your best.
Oh,
best
you know
part.
you would get to stay. You get your best friend over here. Well, Eileen, this was a great show. You are going
I
to
don't
have to come.
have her on the show.
You just wanna take her
down
home.
At, like the copper door, picking her brain.
I appreciate it, guys. This was
No,
a
this is
blast.
Great,
Yeah.
great.
Thank you.
That
Good
was
questions.
very knowledgeable. It's fun.
Simplify with Eileen. I love it.
Nice.
Check the website out.
Yay.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
Real Estate House Party. We appreciate it. And next week, in honor of Tony V.
Yeah.
Tony V's bust will be here.
Yes.
With some quotes from Tony V. You're not going to want to miss it. Thanks for joining us.
Why
on the
not?
Real Estate House Party. Bye-bye.
Does it have anything to do with the orchids?
The V word does come out.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.